Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Nityananda, Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Nityananda, Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda, Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Nityananda, Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda, Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda, Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Nityananda, Nityananda, 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 Gauranga, Gauranga, Nityananda, Nityananda, Gauranga. Nityananda, Nityananda, Gauranga, Gauranga, Nityananda, Nityananda, Gauranga, Gauranga, Nityananda, Nityananda, Gauranga. Nityananda, Nityananda, Gauranga, Gauranga, Nityananda, Nityananda, Gauranga, Gauranga, Nityananda, Nityananda, Gauranga, Gauranga, Nityananda, Nityananda, Gauranga, Gauranga, Nityananda. Ah. Nityananda, Nityananda, Gauranga, Gauranga, Nityananda, Nityananda, Gauranga, Gauranga, Nityananda, Nityananda, Gauranga, Gauranga, Nityananda, Nityananda, Gauranga. Nityananda, Nityananda, Gauranga, Gauranga, Nityananda, Nityananda, Gauranga, Gauranga. Nityananda, Nityananda, Gauranga, Gauranga, Nityananda, Nityananda, Gauranga, Gauranga, Nityananda, Nityananda, Gauranga, Gauranga. Nityananda, Nityananda, Gauranga, Gauranga, Nityananda, Nityananda, Gauranga, Gauranga, Nityananda, Nityananda, Gauranga, Gauranga, Nityananda, Nityananda, Gauranga, Gauranga. 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Ooh, take a little break. It's intense. Ooh. Hare Krishna. This is the best sacrifice in the world, man. You know. Yeah, the Lord was showing me stuff, you know, when I was chanting. He always shows me stuff when I'm chanting, you know. It shows me what he's doing and why things are the way they are. Yeah, yeah. You know, the problem is what's happening now, it's very scientific, the whole thing. Very scientific. What's happening now is just because of sacrifice. See? So the oops, she went off. Okay. Oh, there she is. Yeah, is because of sacrifice. So the demons, they're doing sacrifice. They actually they don't neglect that. They know that their power comes from the other world, the other side. See, it's very similar. It's the dark side works like the light side, and there's three levels of this actually, basically more or less. So anyway, there's the demons. They're doing their sacrifice. They sacrifice to Lucifer. They're saying whatever they do. I need to study up on what they're actually what they're doing. It's very, you know, they're very specific. They use rituals. They use symbols. It's all out there. It's all coming out. They're very exacting. You know, Washington D.C. is very exact occult symbol. The whole thing is it's set up, and they do rituals. They do it regularly, and that's how they get power over the people. They can't do it on their own. They know they can't do it. See, now the reason why the demigods are losing charge here in this world is, or losing hold, is because those who worship the demigods, or like say like Vishnu worship even, um, they start to slack on doing their rituals and their worship, you know, which is more in the Vaidhi. See, we're doing rules, regulations, and worshiping the Lord in a ritualistic way. There's power there, and that is power that keeps the check over the demons, or a balance. See, so the demons and the demigods, according to the Srimad Bhagavatam, this is why I love this knowledge. This knowledge is nowhere other than here. Really, it is. Nobody knows what's going on. Really, not clear. They're all speculating, but Bhagavatam doesn't speculate. Yeah. So the demons and the demigods rule human beings. See, human beings. They're like cows. Like in Vrindavan, the cows. It's another level, but you know, basically they're the cows, and they need rulers. So Krishna and Balaram rule the cows of Vrindavan. But the cows in the world are ruled either by the demigods, whoever's in power, the people will follow. That's just how it is. Human beings, the Srimad Bhagavatam says human beings who worship the demons and the demigods. It depends on who's in charge, because they'll comply with whatever, you know, who's in charge. Whoever's more powerful. That's why there's this fight. Everybody is in this we thing. We need you. We need you. Even the demigods need the people as a battery. They need their worship and their sacrifice to get power. Okay. Now we're coming to a major point here. They're a major point. And this is why these things happen at these times. There's a special thing that happens is because the devotees are different. They worship the Supreme Lord. See, the Lord of all lords, the Lord of the demigods and the demons. See, that Lord, that the demigods may know a little bit, and the demons they're actually opposed. They want to compete with God. You know, they want to be gods on this planet. Like River gave a nice talk this morning. Got a lot of realizations from that too, about this stuff. Yeah. So by the worship, so Lord Caitanya comes and gives a very easy way to worship this transcendental Lord, and come under that influence. See, so now we're by this Harinam Sankirtan that we're doing here. This is kind of a version of it. You know, people think it's always going around. We can't really do that so much. We can do it on our own, but we do this as a sacrifice. This is Harinam chanting and then discussing about the absolute truth. Just like these people have their meetings, the Vanderbilts and all, they get their meetings about how to control the world and what they want to initiate. This is a meeting also. We're meeting about what is the beneficial for the world. And they're actually, in their mind, they're thinking what is most beneficial for the world in a kind of a twisted way, kind of psychopathic, a little bit, There's demons, what do you expect, The demigod's a little better, but still they've been slacking. The worship here in this world has been slacking in Kali Yuga, naturally so. See, so the modes of passion and ignorance become more in charge in Kali Yuga. Now we're here to overturn that because it's the only possibility to do it. We have the power to do it because God, we're tapping into the sacrifice of the transcendental Lord, which is where all the power comes from. See? And so the reason the Lord does this at these times is this is a great time for people, whoever will listen to the message, like Jesus gave a message, a good news. See, if you listen to this word, and this goes out to everybody and anybody, if you listen to these words and you come to understand how to come under the influence of that supreme transcendental Lord, see, you'll be free of the demigod influence and the demons. All astrologies and all of that stuff will not affect you. You'll affect the demons and the demigods, because the Lord will give you the power to do his will in this world, which is just basically to make everybody happy. We will not be happy until we get this. I mean, look at River, isn't she adorable? Isn't she, everybody can be like this. And that's your witness. You just show people where real happiness is, man. It says we're here to show everybody. Come on, man. Come under the influence of our transcendental Lord. He's the Lord of all lords. And the benedictor of benediction. He has a benediction of all benedictions. The happiness of the happiness. Whether you're demon, demigod, this is the best deal that's being offered here. You guys, you elites out there, you cannot have what I have unless you come here. Nobody is distributing this. Nobody. And the same for the gurus. Nobody has this. They don't have the happiness I have. They don't have the happiness that you're getting. That's how you'll humble these people. They'll see that, like, look at this. His disciples are happier than we are. They're more powerful, more intelligent, everything. Well, that's because they're following the real path of the books they're even studying, of who they're even worshiping. This is the real narrow gate. It's very just specific, scientific. You come in this door, you'll get what they're getting. Otherwise, what do you get? A big position in this world and a lot of these, people worshiping you. And it's not much better than demons, because most of these gurus didn't get their place by austerities. They got it by the tricks like the demons do, hook or crook, manipulation, cheating, stuff like that. That's not, that you want to be like that. I mean, this message for, if anybody is like that, even if you got your position by austerity, it's not powerful enough in this age. The demons, they're doing heavy austerities and symbols for centuries to get the power to do what we do. The power to overcome the world and people, and you see the masses are coming under the influence. That's because of their worship. They got the strength to do that. But you see, we're not coming under the influence. Isn't that interesting? Why? Because we're under the influence of the spiritual potency. Look at even ISKCON and Christianity. If there's no spirit in their worship like this, pure spirit, then they're also coming under the influence of Kali. They're being, the gurus and their followers are being dragged into that platform because they can't maintain. The influence of that kind of worship is very powerful. So we got to follow what Lord Caitanya says. And that's what we spell out here more clearly. Oh yeah, do Harinam Sankirtan, but not in association of hypocrites, liars, and cheaters. Many of these gurus got their position that way. That's just a fact. It started from the very beginning. You know, it was not on a firm foundation. The real spiritual master in the Vaishnava lineage is a resident Vrindavan. That's from Prabhupada's own mouth. See, if you're not, then you're going to be tricked. You know, as a leader and as a follower of the leader. So anyway, that standard is here now. So whoever will listen to this, you'll be saved. Otherwise, you won't live. You won't live spiritually, and you won't live materially. You lose on both levels. Here, you may not live materially because who the hell knows? You know, a nuclear bomb could go off, right? Many. They have so many now. But you'll live spiritually, and that's the important thing. You'll be just like Maharaj Parikshit. Let that evil come, that evil snake come and bite me, but just keep singing the glories of the Lord, man. See, that's transcendental. That's a transcendental position. And you'll be fine with that. You'll overcome death and fear and everything that these demons are living off of and promoting in people. The people are losing trust in nature. Even they're losing trust in nature. They say, oh yeah, give me the shot, and you become dependent on the demons. You big pharma. See, go give me shots. It messes up your immune system. You know, and then you're dependent on that. So in other words, you're dependent on Maya to live, and it's not a very nice life. You know, taking all these drugs and pills and all this stuff because you've worshipped. They call that worshiping the beast. So you're worshiping beasts. They're bestial. You know, that's a very bestial, uh, what do you call bestial mentality. It's like survival of the fittest, I think. You know, here, my Lord makes everybody stronger. He takes the weak and makes them strong. This is bestial. Worshiping the beast, it makes you weak and under the control of the illusion. And it's horrible now. What they've done, I could show you what they're. You know, there's a like this X-File thing. It shows you exactly what they're doing now, and that thing was made many years ago. They've been planning this whole thing, and they got to show it to you. They got to get you to agree to do this stuff. Either you know what, like either by a trick. That's why you'll be tricked in. It's not strong enough in ISKCON. You're being tricked to take this stuff to mess up your immune system, so you're dependent on big pharma to live. Otherwise, you can't live by the gifts of God, even on the physical level. Even physically, you don't have enough. You lose trust even in your own, what God has given you. And that's why they got to get you to agree to do that. And people are so weak now. In Vaishnavism, in ISKCON, in all these things, they believe in these guys. That shows you are worshiping the beast. Beasts, people on a bestial mentality. Not a good way to go. Come here if you want to live. Come and chant with us and feel the happiness that not even the billionaires and the elites can experience. And you can experience, even though you don't got their money, their kind of money. You can have what they don't have. And if they want it, they're going to have to come here. There ain't anybody on the planet chanting like we're chanting and have a happiness that is out of this world extraordinaire like this. Samam bonum happiness, Vrindavan happiness. You show me one. Nobody will come forward, not even one guru. They're cowards. They worship the beast, probably. Who knows? You know, if especially, you know, you're worshiping the beast when you say, I'm a Acharya Dave, man, go get your shot. You're a worshiper of the beast, man. You're worshiping these demons. They've tricked you. And you followers are going down to your grave also that way, following that baloney. You worship the Lord, you'll get strong, and He'll show you the tricks of the beast, you know, the Maya. You'll know what Lucifer knows. And Lucifer is another name for Lucifer, Lord Shiva. He's in charge of the mode of ignorance. You know? He will not be your enemy because you're a devotee, and he's a devotee also, ultimately. He's just in charge of this mode of ignorance here in this world, in the Kali Yuga. He wants people to come. He used to send them his worshipers, actually worship Lord Shiva. They would show up at my classes in India because he wanted to give them contact, to move on. His sincere, they're sincere worshipers and ready to move on, and they will come here. Why not? When I was in India, they would come. We turned a Lord Shiva temple from our Sankirtan in just a couple of months into a Radha Krishna temple. It was the Lord Shiva thing, and then all of a sudden, from our Sankirtan, the guy was inspired to install Radha Krishna deities there in Dharamsala. Yeah. So anyway, that's it. I mean, it's very simple. This is very simple. If you come here, everything will become simply explained. It'll be logical. It'll be very clear. You'll see, oh yeah, that makes sense. It'll make more sense than anything you've speculated on or anybody else. This is all in the book. I just tell you what's in the book. The Lord gives me clarity on it. That's what we need. That's, when you get the information in his sacred scriptures, devotional scriptures, written and channeled from these great beings that barely come to this earth once every 4,320,000,000 years. We have access to that information that's very rarely here, and I get to speak about it. You get to speak about it. You get to understand it and speak about it. See, and purify the whole world, because they don't have this knowledge. They don't know why the human beings don't know why they're listening and being controlled by whoever's in charge. But they could know. You come here, you'll learn all these secrets. Come and become friends with the devotees. Remember, I always say, when people ask me, how can I follow you and what can I do? Come here, listen, and make friends with the devotees. And then you'll have all this knowledge. Because you got to come the way Bhagavad Gita is if you want this secret of all secrets, this secret knowledge. You got to become a devotee and a friend. You got to become a disciple or friend. You got to become a well-wisher and friendly to what's going on here. Otherwise, you won't know anything. You'll be under the Maya. You'll be under the Acharya Devs and the Jaipatakas and the Radhanas, which is nothing to me. They got nothing. They can't add nothing here. Zero. All they've done was give problems to my work here that I've been engaged in, which was good. I mean, it's good. It's like it's good to sharpen your pencil. You know what I mean? Make it sharp. That's how you do it. Friction. So thank you very much for your service, man. But now it's my turn. Rocky's getting off the mat. You ever see the Rocky movie? He was training and training. I've been training and training for years I did to an empty camera. I was still doing the sacrifice, man. By the force of this sacrifice, man, Rocky's getting off the mat and making more Rockies out there. Rocks. Gonna bust the Maya, man. You see, busted. You see that word busted and do the, oh, I got busted by the cops. Well, we're the transcendental police in this world. We're here to bust the illusion. You're busted. Yeah. So, all right. So let's see here. What do we got? Hare Krishna. Ah, database. It's a nice, simple sacrifice, isn't it? You know, just chanting together with devotees and alone, you know, and this is a sacrifice, and this will help not only us overcome this world, but others. Yeah. Yeah, I love this statement where Jesus says, he said, rejoice, I have overcome the world. And I thought that's kind of interesting. What about me? You know, what about others would really, what about me? You've overcome the world. What's the big deal about that? Well, all you need is one person to overcome the world. See? And that person becomes your light and your inspiration so that you can, otherwise you can't do it. You can't, unless you're come from another life. I had a hard time. I was already ecstatic from the beginning, you know, but without a living person there, you know, to instruct you dynamically, it's still it's a challenge. Yeah. So if you find one person, a living person that's overcome the illusion, illusory energy, and knows how to do that, then you can makes it really easy for you. Otherwise, to make it to this place is very hard. Look at you guys. You guys are chanting in the ecstasy that I chant in, and maybe even more, some of you. The Lord gives you more benedictions. It's beautiful. Yeah. Um, this is very uncommon. It's time for people to know this is unusual and uncommon. This is all your books are praising what we're doing. And what the Lord is engaging us to be examples of what's in the books. Where do you find that? What, you think these gurus are examples of Vrindavan? No, here are the examples. That's how they chant like this. They know things like this. They know summum bonum understanding. See? They're the temples you need to go to worship. Their bodies, you know, are they hold that highest deity there, Radha and Krishna. And that's where you get their real darshan. These gurus can't give you the real darshan. They're not the temple for that. They don't show the symptoms that that is a temple for us to get the darshan of the real Radha and Krishna. The ecstasy, see, and the knowledge that Radha has for that she gives to her girlfriends. That's the real guru, is the girlfriend of Radha. She gives this information that she knows. See, it's like a chain of disciplic line, even internally. You guys are coming up to that kind of worship where you get these kind of revelations and realizations from within. This is uncommon and unprecedented. Yeah. That's why I say, just come here, we'll convince you. Why wouldn't you be convinced by such truth that you can't get anywhere? You come here for a little while, like say a month or two, and then you go listen to these gurus and you see, oh, you'll have perspective. I ain't afraid of you going to the gurus, but stay here long enough till you know what's going on. The ones who don't know what's going on, I don't know, they may come here, but I don't know, maybe they're not listening or how they listen. Like Jesus said, be careful how you hear. He didn't say necessarily what you hear, how you hear. How are you hearing this message? That's the thing. What kind of filters are you using? Because I see people, they come here and after they go and listen to these other people that leave here. And I wonder, what are you doing that for? Why are you stoking that fire? Why are you giving that energy? Yeah. Okay. Oh, so let's see, Thomas. Let's see what kind of book we'll take here. How about Srimad Bhagavatam here, first canto? Oops. What happened here? Huh. Oh, back to Bhagavad. Let's see Bhagavad Gita here. So Krishna says, although I am, this is text number 6, chapter 4. Although I am unborn and my transcendental body never deteriorates, and although I am the Lord of all living entities, I still appear in every millennium in my original transcendental form. See, isn't it interesting how he says my original transcendental form, but yet it's always kind of a different one. See, same God, different form. If the Christians knew this, it would really help them a lot. You know, they're limited in their worship of Jesus, therefore they can't get this knowledge that comes through these different forms. You know, these different forms. The Bhagavatam is from these different forms of the Lord that came to. Yeah, you're up here again. Yeah, these different forms of the Lord. See, so anyway, whenever there's a decline, whenever and wherever there is a decline in religious practice, whenever, see what time and wherever, what place is there a decline? See, so now it's the whole world globally. See the decline in religious practice, O descendant of Bart, and a predominant rise in irreligion. You see how this is, can you see the predominating rise in irreligion? You see how it's predominating over everything now? This is irreligion. It's like in vogue, it's in the movies, everywhere, they're all predominantly promoting irreligion. You see why the Lord comes, how he comes? He has to come to set things right. It's so powerful. Because it's his show, man. Do you think he wants a shit show all the time? That's what it is, isn't it? Now, you know. Yeah. At that time, I descend myself. Okay? Myself. So anyway, the Lord descended as Lord Caitanya. Now, will he descend again? You know, in Kali Yuga? But the way we can guarantee it, he's already descended, but he's left his pastimes, right? He's left these books. You know, Prabhupada was very inspired to write these books. We have these Goswami books, which causes the descent of the Lord by mantra. See, so he's already here. He's revealed that form. So all we have to do is take that form. Look at you guys. You guys are liberated because of the form of Lord Caitanya and that mercy. Why not for everybody? So that's what I would consider the descent of the Lord is already here, and we're just here to do the finish up work. You know, let people know. Come, there's such a merciful Lord, Caitanya. Even Maria's got that. She's figured that out. You know, she says, yeah. She tells me you should be worshiping Caitanya. She says he told me. She says, you know, he told me to worship Lord Caitanya. he's in this age. I mean, this is the kind of stuff that happens here. You know, this like that one lady. You know, I told you my second disciple. You know, Krishna came and talked to her right there in front of me. Funny things happen here. Interesting, different, and they continue. Surprising things, like that. Did you see that video of Mahavirya's? He's filming this this apparition of Lord Chaitanya, and he didn't even see it until I mentioned it. You can see like the whole thing, you know, Lord Caitanya was like amazing. He's describing it how it is and everything. He's not seeing it, but what a perfect description. As it arose right out of the, you know, these kind of things happen here. These are signs and of the Lord's act that he's actually here. helping us. Yeah. We've got a very important work here in this world. See, so the descent of the Lord is basically already here. The Christians don't know that. Why? Because they're not connected here. They're not connected here. So they don't get to know yet. And that's why there's a weakness there. You see, they're still doing their spiritual warfare stuff and all that. They've still got the devil is disconnected from God. They don't see the relationship. You got to see relations of everything properly. Then you find real peace. Otherwise, there's no peace. You know, with these people, they're always fighting. Always, I got to fight the devil today. You know, fight the devil. That's a demigod thing. The demigods fight the demons. See, this level of realization is God realization. See, you realize what God has understood. You think does God fight in this way? If he does, it's just a pastime. He has fun doing it. It's pleasurable to him, you know. And a lot of times, you know, the devotees will come as demons because they're thinking, oh, the Lord wants a good fight. So the Lord wants a good fight. So we'll come, like Jagai and was it Jai and Vijay? They came as demons. Well, you know, the Lord needs to fight somebody. We want to fight them. We'll play that part. And this happened. This is all in the devotional scriptures. Nobody knows these things. Yeah. You know, look, Hiranyakashipu was one of Jai and Vijay. Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu was Jai and Vijay. They're the guards of Vaikuntha. As if they need guards, huh? Yeah. See, so they played those parts. And then Prahlad comes, a devotee, and teaches pure devotional service. You know, see, the whole thing is so that we can learn the truth and be set free by understanding the truth. People don't understand the truth. That's the problem. They're in ignorance of the truth. This is how we set things right. More than right. This is better than good. This is perfection. Yeah. The truth is already perfect. Okay? This is why you don't have to attain anything. The only thing you need to attain is the association of liberated souls who know Krishna. That's your attainment. Okay? And then in that association, very easily you get the Lord. Isn't this proof here? Isn't River proof very easily? She's the Lord. You would have to do austerities for 60,000 years to get what she's got so easily. And then you still wouldn't get it. Yeah, that's what the devotees in the Vaikuntha Ras, the more mature Ras, you know, they did austerities 60,000 years, and they didn't get the Vrindavan Ras that Mother Yashoda did. They didn't know it was available. See, that's the thing. So anyway, that's our Lord, Lord Caitanya. He's giving the highest thing to the lowest persons. You know, it's amazing. So all people have to do is come here and learn. You'll see. You won't be what do you call it? You won't be regretful for that. You won't regret the time. Can you imagine you come and you see, this was time well spent to learn things that nobody has learned, to understand what is not understandable. This is all a great mystery. These are all great secrets. This is only the spiritual potency can reveal these things. Got to come in the door. So, to deliver the pious and annihilate the miscreants, as well as reestablish the principle of religion. I myself appear millennium after millennium to deliver the pious and annihilate the miscreants. Here you become pious like this. If anybody comes here, you could be the most scarlet of demons. You have killed of millions of people. But if you come here, my Lord will exonerate you of all those things. Okay? And you will have instant piety. Instant. Like instant breakfast. All of a sudden you'll be feasting on the Lord's transcendental body. Okay? That's how the piety, because this is so impious, this Kali Yuga. It's hard to find a pious person here, really. This association is so bad. So the devotees, they come here to convince others. Whoever will believe in their message, believe, and it's not blindly. We'll come here, we'll convince you intelligently. Why? The Lord has convinced me intelligently. Why should I pass on anything else? Ecstatically, he gives me feelings that are not available just in the ordinary human beings. Doesn't everybody want to feel happy and good just naturally? Isn't that why people are motivated in this world? Is for happiness? Well, how transcendental happiness is par excellence. See, you learn the Srimad Bhagavatam just by coming here. This is Srimad Bhagavatam in person. This is the play of Srimad Bhagavatam, especially 10th canto. This is 10th canto in person, in a person, in persons. Can you see how you would learn so much better by example? Not just, that's why people don't understand 10th canto. They need the living examples. They need some role models here. Otherwise, how can you you would speculate, oh, Vrindavan is like this. And that's what they've done. And nobody gets liberated. You see, nobody gets this ecstatic love until now. They're either hiding it, for, I don't know, whatever their motives are, hiding it. Oh, I'm sorry, this is too confidential. We can't give you this. Was that Lord Caitanya's mood, actually? That was the Vrindavan mood. The Lord Krishna and Radha and the boys said, no, well, this is very confidential. Let's keep it amongst ourselves because let's not cast our pearls before swine and our food before dogs. That kind of mood. Yeah. So the Lord said, I want to give this publicly now. But how do you do it? You got to demonstrate. You got to show people this worship. Get them fired up about it, right? Isn't that what keeps you guys here? Didn't that get you through? You see, wow, man, I also want to worship like this, man. I want to be ecstatic like Gohari. Now it's Lalita. I want to be ecstatic like her. And Johan, yeah, I want to be a madman like Johan. Banana Man. Yeah. One who knows the transcendental nature of my appearance and activities does not, upon leaving the body, take his birth again in the material world, but attains my eternal abode, O Arjuna. See? And that's exactly what you learn here, isn't it? Isn't this exactly what we're all about here? This is why you don't go back. You come here, you don't come back to the material world. And you don't just learn about Krishna's appearance as Krishna in Mathura to kill the demons. And you learn about Lord Caitanya's appearance. The avatar of all avatars. The most amazing of all avatars. And you know why he comes here. You see why. We just demonstrate why. You want to know? We don't just tell you, we tell you, but also show you. We came here to do just what you see us doing here. Now you really learn those. It would be impossible for you not to know why the avatar, Lord Caitanya, why he descended here by coming here. You see why. You see with your own eyes why he came. He came to taste these mantras like we do. He's given us that ability to taste this transcendental happiness like we do. And none of these gurus do. You notice I keep mentioning them. You need a good perspective. You need to know where the action really is. You should be in this action movie. Here you get action, man. The action of what you've been worshiping. You get into the act, man, of tasting this nectar that we taste, that Lord Caitanya tasted, Nityananda tasted. Come on, you want to get real. Don't you want reality, eternal reality? Well, that's here. It would be impossible. You came here seriously. It'd be impossible for you to come back here. Because you'll know why the Lord Chaitanya. You'll know personally because you'll be tasting what he tasted, relishing what he relished. You'll be praising it also like he did. See? One who knows my transcendental nature. See, bliss. I know. Can you tell River knows the transcendental nature of Krishna? Well, you got a smile on the face like that. Shows you know. That's a knower of the truth. Even my students already know the transcendental nature of the Lord. The transcendental nature of my appearance. Well, when you meet a real guru, there you go, man. You found the empowered appearance of the Lord. You see the same ecstasy that was here 550 years ago. You hear the same truths preached. You notice, are we in alignment or what? Are we on that frequency? Are we broadcasting that channel? The same channel, man. I could buy mantra, buy these books, man. Buy this ecstasy and energy that reveals all these beautiful things. Does not upon leaving the body. See, so you got rest assured. You'll see the more you taste this ecstasy, you feel like that. Oh yeah, upon leaving the body, it'd be like lightning, just like the Bhagavatam. Narada Muni, you guys already have Narada Muni, more than Narada Muni. My disciples, most of them already have more than what Narada Muni had in his last life. And by lightning, chast body right into his spiritual body. Because you're already in your spiritual body. The only thing that'll appear is a vina or something. What do you like? I want a guitar. Lord, when I go, I don't want a vina. You get the vinas. I like guitar. Give me a guitar. Let me go strum. I want to be a transcendental Elvis. You ain't nothing but a hound dog dancing all around. He does not take his birth again in this material world, but attains my eternal abode. See, that's already a done deal for many of us here. Come on, man. You guys want an easy trip, or you want the hard way? You want to do the hard way? You want the blue pill or the red pill? Take the red pill, man. It's much better. The blue pill will take a long time. So being freed from attachment, fear, and anger. See, remember I told you, anger, fear, that goes, doesn't it? Attachment, you're not overly attached to anything. You can, have your little, but they're not like ropes now. They're like more like G-strings or whatever those, they can be taken off very easily. What is a G string anyway? I don't know why that came from there. I don't even know. What is a G string? Anyway, they're like threads, very thin. The attachment is like that. See, and isn't that amazing? That's why I know I'm on the real path, because my fear goes, and anger. I don't feel anger. I don't hate Bill Gates. I may preach about it. I don't hate these gurus. I want to help them all. I love that. It's freedom. That's freedom to me. That's how Maya gets you, the hating people, hating this. I hate this person. I hate. Yeah. See, that gives you bonds, with this fear. Oh, I fear this. I fear this. Yeah, yeah. And see, the Lord people think they attain that state by austerity. This is the better way, man. Just chant the holy names, be associated with devotees, and fear goes, attachment goes, hatred towards others go. Your heart is, and you don't cause action and reaction. That's how the threefold miseries are there, because of action and reaction. You want to, it causes these reactions in the modes, and they're very painful. Being fully absorbed in me and taking refuge in me. See, in me. The thing is, you got to know who that me is. It's not the me. It's all about me in my life. It's the me, the big me, absorbed in the Lord. That's, think of it like like a ray of light. That's us. We're like these rays of light. Where is the light? It has a source, right? That source is the Lord, the big source. The ray gets its light from the source. See, people are cut off from that transcendental source. See, the transcendental nature, those who know the transcendental nature. The transcendental nature is this ecstatic worship. Transcendental nature, this transcendental knowledge. See, Sat, Chit, and Ananda. Chit is this transcendental knowledge. See, and Ananda is this ecstasy. It reveals the knowledge. See? See, you become absorbed in that. See, and thus being absorbed, attain transcendental love. Oh, wait. Went too far. Many persons in the past became purified by knowledge of me. See, knowledge is one thing. This is knowledge. You hear this from the devotee, and then you get knowledge of it. You get the knowing, knowing personally how that shows up in your own body, in your own consciousness. That's the best knowing, not just an intellectual ideas. See, promoted by intellect, people intellectually self-realized, which is not really self-realized. It's like a facsimile. It's like what they want to create in this world. They want to create a digital world of the real thing. See, that demons are always doing that. You do that in religion. I want to create a digital representation of Vrindavan. It's not the real Vrindavan. It's not really knowing. It's some digital copy that's not very good. Copies are never very good. You ever copy on a copy machine? They're never very good, are they? As the original. See, this whole world is imitating. This is how the Maya works. See, the demons, they want to be the God. They want to be the all-knowing ones. That's just how they roll in this world, They want to be in control like God is in control. See, they are wannabes. Just like even in religion, they want to be acharyas. They want to be prophets. They want the prestige of that. Just like the demons, they also want prestige. They want name and fame. They want to be important persons. The only really important person that anybody needs to meet in their lives is a real devotee that has real devotion, that really knows the personality of Godhead. That is the most important person you can meet in life. It's not Trump, it's not Biden, it's not Jai Pataka, it's not Radhanath. It's a real devotee, man, with real bhakti and real knowledge and real devotional experience of God. For God's sake. See? That's the most important person to meet in this world. That's why the scriptures say 1/10,000th of a second association with such a person is worth more than anything, any boon. That's why they come here to deliver the world. That's why all it took was one Prahlad Maharaj to deliver the universe, right? One Prahlad. That was it. But they want to go through the fire of purification. They don't want to, yeah. Well, you got to go through some fire. You want to go through the fire of the demons, purification, which is not really purifying at all. Painful, nothing but pain and misery. You ever see those people that have the adverse effects with the shots? The experience is so horrible. What did we do? Well, you were tricked. Not to say everybody gets it, but some do. A lot of do. There are thousands of people, thousands, maybe millions of deaths already. And if you watch this this X-File thing, I'll send it to you. You'll see it's all happening now, and what hasn't quite happened is on its way. They got to tell you this is the rule. They're under the law too. Okay? But anyway, people are weak in Kali Yuga. All we can do is preach, right? We preach. We do this every day. I love it. I think this is so fantastic. Thank you, Lord, for this wonderful service. And this video can go out. It's time for frank talks. I'm not pulling back anything. I'm not giving etiquettes and all that. We need the strong, straight out, absolute truth. People need to know. Yeah, material existence. Yeah. So, and thus they attain transcendental love for me. So I'm going to read that again. This verse is so these verses is the perfection. See, this is the perfection the Lord is looking for. He wants to give us the ability to relish what's perfect, not to have some mentally concocted idea of what is perfect. These guys, they want to look, see, I'm the perfect Pope. You see, the robe makes me look perfect. See, my devotee makes me look perfect. I follow perfectly the rules and the regulations. See, but nobody can relish the perfect verses. Nobody can taste this. Nobody gets transcendental happiness from these verses. Nobody gets the inclination to glorify them. I mean, to belt them out into the world for the purification of the world. See, they well, we can't do that, so let's put our robes on. Let's appear to be the appearance of the Lord's devotees. See, do you want the appearance of the Lord's devotees, or you want the appearance of the Lord's devotees? Oh yeah, here's the appearance of the appearance. They just appear to be a devotee. They're not really a devotee. They're not really a savior. They're not really deserving to sit on the high seats, but they just appear to be so. We need somebody, because nobody can tell who really appeared to deliver people. Okay? Simultaneously, when you find the real devotee, you get the real Krishna, you get real knowledge and real ecstasy. What more do you want? You get God's happiness. Is there anything better than God's happiness, the transcendental Lord's happiness? Not even Lucifer likes that happiness people are going to him for. You think Lucifer likes that? No, he likes this happiness. He's just dealing with crazy people. You notice he deals with very people that have very twisted desires, and he raises them gradually. You know, a lot of people, there's these ministers going around, why are God's people poor? Why are God's people poor? And the demons, they're rich. Isn't that interesting? I find that very fascinating. Why is Bill Gates, being like what he is in mass depopulation, why is he rich? Why are all these hypocrites and liars rich? Why are these gurus so rich? Rich in what, though? Rich in things that corrupted them. They're the ones in the sacrifice, in the Bhagavatam, the sacrifice between the demigods and the demons were doing the snake, Vasuki and the turtle. They were going back and forth to churn the ocean of milk. That's what they're doing now, back and forth churn. See, so the demigods had to pick apart. So what do you want, the head of the snake or the back? So the demigods at first went to the head because they like to be the head also. And the Lord said, no. Let the demons take the head. See? Let the demons take the head. The head is where the poison is coming out. That poison is name, fame, money, wealth, all that in the hands of people that are not self-realized. It can corrupt you so much. And so a lot of them are like that. They took the head of the snake. See? So the demigods are in the back. And they are. You can see they're in the back of the boat now. These other guys got all the power and everything. And so a lot of these demigod types, the good people, they're a little bit envious of them. It's like, why do they have all the power? See, but Vishnu says, oh, just stay there. Otherwise you'll get poisoned like they are. See, so the churning goes on. The demigods fight the demons, and demons fight the demigods like this. See, there's a churning going back and forth, back and forth. See? And the devotee, they're like that turtle, this is going on, and they're in the center. It's all going on around them. They're not taking the head or the back, they're just letting the churning going on. See, I'm not taking the demigod side, going to say, well, those demons, I hate them. It creates the friction, see. No, I'll just stand in the center and preach pure devotional service like Prahlad. See, and then everybody benefits, because here, they're all doing sacrifice in that way, friction. And I'm sitting there doing sacrifice, and you're doing sacrifice with me. We do this together and getting more people into the sacrifice, and this is how the world will be saved. There's no other way. It's all by sacrifice. But what sacrifice are you doing? Well, if we just do what the Lord asked, Sankirtan, chanting the Lord's names and pastimes, reminding people of the truth. Okay? Getting people liberated association now, not just on the Vaidhi level. Bring those persons in also if they want to come. Whoever, become part of the devotional family. Find a shelter here. Not a lot of time left. Yeah. So, and thus they all attain transcendental love for me. That's it. That's when you're finished. See, and then you just live in love, man. Loving God, playing with the Lord in loving affairs, loving playful pastimes. Here, right before the world, and everybody benefits from your sacrifice. Which is not like a sacrifice, is it? All you're doing is sacrificing your time to do the greatest thing in the world, the most fun thing, the, the one that produces the most knowledge and understanding of the absolute truth, and you can liberate people with this. People come here, I'm telling you, it'd be so easy for you to go back to Godhead. Godhead will come to you. As all surrender unto me, I reward them accordingly. Everyone follows my path in all respects, O son of Prita. As all surrender unto me, I reward them accordingly. Everyone follows my path in all respects, O son of Prita. So you hear that? That's what I would like about Bhagavad Gita. It gives you the real grand picture. Everyone follows my path. Isn't it funny? The Lord set a path for everyone. The demons are following his path. See? We're following him, his nature, his qualities. See, they're meditating on the control. See, the Lord is a controller, right? They're meditating on the controller. They think it's themselves, but it's still the controller, right? They're meditating on wealth, right? They think it's their wealth, but it's actually the Lord and the Lord's wealth. They just do things in, you would say, the wrong way, but it's still, there could be a better way. We just teach the better way. Hey, man, it's just the Lord's wealth, and the Lord might even give it to you. It's the Lord's control. Yeah, the Lord is in control here. See, the Lord, the devotees thinking that it takes the burden of all, it's so much work to think you're the controller, to think you're responsible for all these things. I just respond to the message of Lord Caitanya, chant the holy name, chant regularly in association of devotees. That's my response. And the responsibility of deliverance is upon the Lord in that way. Yeah, just go on chanting and publicly and all that, and the Lord will give the increase. You notice that? Where are people coming from out of the blue? You notice that? They just kind of appear here. Did we really go after them, or are we just preaching the message and the Lord is providing the increase? People are just becoming attracted because they're Christian, their heart is inspiring them. The Lord's drawing them. Nice path, right? I'm not responsible. I have to go and make devotees. What is it, make devotees? I just want to preach the glories of the Lord. I want to taste them, savor them, relish them publicly, because the Lord did, follow in his footsteps, and see what happens. I like the results so far. Yeah. All right. So give us a word there, River. Let me get headphones here. Oh, just a second. Let me get my headphones here. Hare Krishna.
You hear me? You hear me, Maharaj? Hello, Hare Krishna.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Hare Krishna, Maharaj, brilliant. So clear, really brilliantly explained. You as our living example, there's nothing like it, the example that you put across to us and show us. Absolutely amazing. What was I going to say? A couple of questions. Me something. My mom asked, when Lord Caitanya is in internal consciousness for days, where does he go? She asked me where he goes. So I'm asking you that.
Yeah. Well, it's my second disciple had that kind of vision where she actually went to Vrindavan, appeared. And so she was in that state. She saw the trees and the flowers and Krishna, and he was sitting in the tree and talking to her. And she was absorbed seeing that, and by almost bilocated, and she was describing, oh, he's talking to me and everything. So that is possible. It's because you can see. I remember I even had a vision and where the pineal gland opened. It was like a TV screen, and I was absorbed in that realm to a degree. So anything is possible. We have the equipment for that. So he would go into a trance and actually be in Vrindavan,
Okay.
because it's a consciousness. It's not necessarily a place. It's a consciousness and a realm. So, anything. We have the equipment for anything. We have all these chakra systems and all that stuff. Crown chakra, pineal, throat chakra. Yeah. So it was Vrindavan. He even explained he was in Vrindavan. He would be seeing Krishna and the gopis and everything, and complete absorption in that.
Yeah. It is living, listening to you so regularly, being in your association, being in this association of the Sangha, and coming here regularly and being together like this in this community of spirit is actually building a community from inside out. Because we do need communities, we do need the community, but the way they've been built these days, there's a lot of deception and a lot of hypocrisy and manipulation in these communities because people are not cleared out and not purified and don't have the link with the parampara. But here we're doing it from the inside out, where this community, is, it's headed by the Lord through you as the Lord's representative, and we can see that. I mean, I'm becoming the way I'm being cleared out. I can see the path. I can see us being together in the community in Vrindavan. And so it's happening from inside out. And it is building a real community where everyone can come. And, people want to still build these little communities where they can be together. There's one in particular where this gentleman wants to build a community for artists, for just artists, but the same thing will happen in these communities. They will get destroyed by their own wherever they are, with their own anatas, with their own
Yeah.
anatas, material
Yeah.
anatas.
That's why
And
it's always been hard. It's hard for those communities to make. I studied some, and they have problems. Very few. They get really controlling.
yeah.
The leaders become real megalomaniacs sometimes. It's just because see, power corrupts. This is why this community is the most attractive, because our hearts are being purified, and it just gets more and more loving relations between the devotees without material motive. It's all spiritual love. So this is the new Vrindavan we're developing. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, the real true community in, yes, God consciousness, on that platform, building it on that platform. I've heard a few people are talking about wanting community, and you try to steer them to this way. This is the community that you're actually looking for. But they don't, hopefully they'll come one day. I keep sending them our classes and everything, but it's really great. I was explaining to Karuna about, because he wants the community. He wants to be able to work in this community, but I was just explaining, it cannot happen the way it's been happening. Like they have communities in ISKCON, with the farms, it's happening outside in instead of inside out, being cleared out and then manifesting that. So it is really wonderful here. This is a community where, it's not just a few people that can come into this community, and then the elites, they want to know what these communities are doing. They want to come in to these communities, in this community, the real true community of the Lord within God consciousness. They don't seem to be bothered about that, because they don't kind of understand, the elites don't understand that. Not right now anyway. But it's a great place that it started with yourself, and this is the real true spiritual community. And it's really wonderful, and I'm really great. What's the word? Grateful.
Yeah.
Really grateful to be part of this.
Really.
What
Um, yeah, the idea of community is a great idea too, especially now. If it happens, great with the devotees. People, who knows if Krishna sends some people who have some land or something, or actual some buildings and land or something, they may come. And people that are part of this can go and live there. Um, but that may or may not happen. Who knows?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
what I like about this past, very organic, and it's a surprise. We just come, we just do the worship, and the Lord does the increase, whatever. He always likes to give benedictions. That's the 10th chapter of the Bhagavad. He's like that. He just wants to give boons to his devotees, and he does. Yeah, it's his nature. But he doesn't want his devotees to be corrupted
Yeah.
by those things. See, that's why it takes a lot of worship. Otherwise, you end up going to the demon side or something. You know how the Star Wars thing where they get a taste for the dark side and they go over from the good side to the bad. A lot of people have been doing that. They've been corrupted by the temptations of money and wealth and all that stuff, and they go over to the dark side. And it's dark there. You just Yeah. So the Lord's always been very careful. He's careful with me. He hasn't given me like extraordinary amounts of wealth and stuff like that. Actually, at times he did, but I got burnt out on it. I actually gave it up once. I was going to be a millionaire like really quick, and I thought, no, I chose the spirit. I chose to serve Prabhupada instead, and I'm so happy I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I mean, it's like, and it was natural for me. It's like, as soon as I got Prabhupada's book again, I knew I'm a servant of Prabhupada. Oh, I had all these buildings and apartments, and I had apartment buildings, and everything I touched was turning to gold practically. And as soon as I got Prabhupada's book, I said, I'm a servant of Prabhupada. It's the same thing the first time I got his books. I'm a servant of Prabhupada. And I said, turned everything in for a devotee. So anyway, it was natural for me. I'm very happy I'm glad that I did that, because this is the real wealth here. This is our
Yep.
message, man.
Real well.
If you can have all that Bill Gates has and all that, but if that's all you have, you're a very poor person. This is rich, whether you have money or no money, buildings or no buildings. If you have this is the richness of this relationship is forever. No more birth and death and old age. I mean, I read the verse. I said, yeah, I can relate to that. Thank you, Lord, man. And anybody else, come here. Very easily, you can have this. You'll be free from the cycle of birth and death forever. Very easily, very, very easily. Otherwise, tough love you're going to have out there, man. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the dark pretends to have more power to attract good. It's like, the worship of Lord Shiva, he's easily pleased. That's why it's so easy to get these things, boons and all that, but they come with a price. It's like you're worshiping the devil. The devil gives you things that corrupt you, and it's, Anyway, this is a better deal. This is so nice, man. So nice. Real riches is to be rich in love for Krishna. To be able to relish the words of his devotees. That's the
Absolutely.
wealth. That's the pearl of
Absolutely.
great price.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I got hold of a book yesterday. It was given to me by my sister-in-law, who's a Christian. Her father was a priest, and it's like a modern day version of the Bible, where they write they write what they think it means. And I was just
Right.
looking into it. I just dipped into it yesterday, and it's nothing, Maharaj, to what you explain. It is
Yeah.
nothing to what you
Yeah.
explain. The depth of how you explain
Yeah.
everything, it is so rich. The words are
Yeah.
so rich, and what you are explaining, and we are receiving that and
Yeah.
receiving those riches.
Yeah.
And I always say now that you are the king. You are the real king with the real riches. You have the real riches that we all can receive. You are the
Yeah.
king. You have the riches, you're giving out the riches, you're giving us the greatest thing, which is, you know, really understanding the reality from distinguished from this illusion. Once we
Yeah.
have that,
Mm-hmm.
really, you know, we can see all the illusions. We can see
Mm-hmm.
the people who are deceptive and manipulative. You know, we can see it in, well, I can see them in myself, those
Mm-hmm.
things that I had in myself as well. And
Mm-hmm.
you've given me everything I need to live, to really truly live, and with whatever I have. And
Mm-hmm.
thank you very much, Maharaj. I know a bit of pain as well.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
It's just getting clearer and clearer now.
Yeah.
It's so great to
Yeah.
hear that its
Yeah.
class is even better because it's so much more clearer. It's so
Yeah.
much living, living naturally like you talk.
Yeah.
We're living
Yeah.
like
Yeah. Yeah. Living like it. Yeah. You
living
know,
like
the reason why those books are not so good is because it's speculation. See, and that's not
yeah,
attractive. See,
yeah.
you're spoiled. So I'm just delivering what's in the book. This is the knack. The Lord just loves relishing verses, and He's given us that ability to engage in activities like He did. He just loved relishing these verses. He just finds that the great wealth is like treasure to Him. You know, like people when you have gold. If you find a person who loves gold and they have a lot of it, they'll be feeling it. Oh, I love this. Well, the Lord, I tried it myself because I got some silver before, and I said, well, let me see what people are, and I'm feeling it, like all these silver coins, feeling it, and it feels so like dry. It's like, what is this? Give me a verse. The Lord spoiled me. I can't get any juice out of feeling the gold coins or anything. I had this one gold coin, and I was feeling this. Boy, this is what an empty Ross. I'm spoiled now. I love just to give me a verse to go and feel that verse, man. Taste that verse. Explain, relish those mellows. See, that's how the Lord gets us, gets us the higher taste. Then
Oh,
everything else, if you have anything, you just kind of use it. It's not like you're not too attached to anything. Otherwise, you get all corrupted by this stuff.
yeah. Oh, absolutely. You know, this transition could only happen with you. You know, this transition of really understanding true wealth, and
Yeah,
not
yeah,
the material wealth,
yeah, yeah,
because it is all in our faces all the time. But
yeah.
associating with this, because that is always an association. They're everywhere in everything, but it's associating here in spirit with you, with the devotees,
Yeah,
hearing word of God,
yeah,
receiving the word of God all the time, and being in that
yeah,
association now has
yeah.
created um
Yes.
has created that space to be able to have that transition and really know and live true wealth, and because we're receiving it
Oh
even
yeah,
now,
yeah. It's true
we're
wealth. Yes.
receiving it,
Yeah,
a lot. And it's really happening so clearly to be able to live naturally. Your plan, your dream, if everybody coming, the Bill Gates and everybody, it's like, that it's going to happen.
yeah,
It really seems like that. It's
yeah,
growing. It's really growing, and the growth is getting faster. It
yeah,
seems to
yeah. So we're
be
breaking
getting,
the resistance. They're breaking the resistance, and that's how it
yeah.
works. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's amazing the whole thing. And it's not like I'm against what. Matter of fact, if anybody out there has the capacity to give, send some over here because I want to get some Bitcoin, and it's going to go very high, and then I can get tickets for people to come, and we can get people together. Otherwise, people in our sangha, many of them are poor, but if anybody out there has wealth and you want to give, please do. I'm not against giving. You give over here. If you got the wealth, it'll if it comes from your heart, just let you know, I'm letting people know I'm open to receiving gifts. You can send money over here. I got PayPal up there and all of that, or whatever transfer wise, and send, and I'll get some of this Bitcoin stuff. And maybe later, if it goes really high, then we can, get some tickets for devotees. So somebody actually sent me something yesterday and saying, "Well, I've been giving like $5,000 to people. What would you do with 5,000?" I said, "Yeah, I would do that. I would go give, get some Bitcoin, and then when it goes to 100,000, you know, or more, they say it's more. Then we go and devotees sometimes, like I think Shama Sundari wants to come to Mexico, you know, and probably can't do it because of money. You know, I don't, you know. So if anybody wants, Krishna gave me that idea. Hey, man, you know, don't restrict anybody. If you have, and it'll be good for you. Sachi, when she gives, she says, I feel so good when I give, you know, so happy. So hey, man, you know. So just to let you know, PayPal thing is up there, or TransferWise. We do that. TransferWise is probably better, actually. And
Okay.
if you're into Bitcoin, give Bitcoin directly. I'll give you the address. It's fantastic. That's even the best. Everybody, by the way, everybody should look into that. Get a little Bitcoin account and put a little in there. You put $100 here, $100 there, and it's the best savings account you can have right now. It's better than the banks and all that stuff, because the banks are all turning. See, they're all part of that thing. So people should learn blockchain. This is the our world we're going into. Blockchain is the way they're already making digital money and everything. So get a little edge on it. Learn a few things. Like I asked Tom yesterday. He said he's always like, I said, well, what are you doing? I'm busy during the day. I do this and this and this. He says, I sleep a lot. Hey, man, if that's you, you're sleeping, get with it, man. Learn blockchain, learn something practical, you know, don't be sleeping all day, you know. Sleepies, be a little active. Devotees are active, actually. Prabhupada was very active. He loved technology and stuff. You can learn stuff, keep the mind going, don't get lazy. I can't just do all devotion, like all these things all day. I need to do practical things, yeah. So anyway, yeah, I think once we get this devotional spirit, then it'll give you the strength to be normal. Like in Vrindavan, they were tilling the land, they were doing stuff. But they had Krishna, and that's what we do. Even devotees, they were writing. Isn't there some? They're Vaishnavas, and they were writing. Isn't there some way that we can live a regular life and also worship Krishna? Nobody's teaching that. I don't know. Nobody's doing that. Except here. Here, this is so powerful here. Krishna is just saying, just remember me. Think of me. And we do that here. You come here, we'll get you to think about Krishna. We get you to feel Krishna's presence very quickly. And then you can, during the day, you chant a little bit here and there also, and read the books, and also be practical, learn stuff, stay with the program, or investigate, see how the world is working now a little bit. Man, just a little advice out there. If you have one since don't sleep all day, man. That's mode of ignorance,
man. I think it's because he's purifying. It's because he's purifying quite a lot recently.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's something different. Okay.
He's purifying, and it takes a lot out of you.
Yeah. No, that's true. Yeah, that's another thing. Okay. If it's that, it can be that too. Matter of fact, like Maria, she's sleeping a lot too right now, and she hasn't been sleeping before. I said, that's good. You're healing. So your body's healing. So that's good. If anybody's like that, or you're purifying, okay, fine. No problem.
Yeah.
It's okay. Yeah. Anything else there, River?
I was talking I think it was yesterday. I can't remember. Yeah, about and maybe I got it wrong. About speculation, purification. Sorry, purification. Yeah. And when Jesus was going through the 40 days and 40 nights with the devil, I kind of related that to purification. Even Jesus was going through some purification
Oh yeah,
there.
yeah, of course, yeah.
So I said that, and the devotee said to me that it wasn't right. So I wanted to just clear that up with you today.
Oh
So
yeah, oh
he was
absolutely,
he was going
purification.
through some form of
Yeah, see that.
purification. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, these people, they don't understand how it really goes. They're not. They speculate on. They think, well, Jesus was perfect. He didn't have to go through any purification and all that.
No, he did.
No,
He did. Yeah.
and whatever it is, it's still, you know, he could go through it, and you learn stuff. I mean, I went through purification. I learned stuff. It's part of
Lots.
the learning process, dealing with the energies in this world, and then overcoming them. You know, and I had to deal with gurus, and you know, still had false ego stuff, and they're claiming to be, you know, all this. I had to, you know, had to grapple with that. And sometimes I went under the whammy sometimes, you know, like, oh yeah. I had one Radhakund Babaji poisoned me so much. But then I was just like, what the hell did I ingest here? See, I woke up. If you got a lot of bhakti, you get out of these things quicker. Okay? My ex-wife is still bamboozled, you know, by this.
By it. Well, she's in that association though all the time.
Well, you know, it's just unfortunate. It's sometimes unfortunate things happen. Um, but anyway, it's just is what it is. There's casual, you know, like in everything, there's casualties, but still the Lord will make it right really quickly here with her and everybody else. That's just how he is. But there's sometimes casualty on it. Like if I was like I am now, the things that happened before wouldn't have happened. The people that left wouldn't have probably left because I know how to deal with the situation better. And that's why I add that to the when people come and I see a similar patterns and everything, I try to, you know, help them because of past experience.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
learn from that. Yeah.
Yeah, I learned from the Radhakund Babaji thing and the Narayan Raj group. So if people want to, like, I'm clear about that. I'm not unclear.
Yeah.
Because it's subtle stuff, very subtle. Like if you were in the Narayan Raj group there, they think that they have the highest thing and all that stuff, but it's all still intellectual. It's not really, you know, it's mixed in with Vaidhi stuff and all. It's just not, it's not clear. If any of the Narayan Raj devotees were sincerely spent a month here, they'd see what I'm talking about. But you know that has to be there. You know, it has to come naturally, all in Krishna's time. We just do our sacrifice, have a great time, play with Krishna, and he'll do the whatever he sends. He'll send.
Do the rest. Yeah, absolutely. It's really been working like that. I was talking today about how instead of because the demons, they've been trying to get us to not, you know, depend on them for everything. You know, we
Yeah.
can get food. You know, our body is actually is healing. It can heal.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Most things, you know,
Yeah.
it will be able to heal that. But we've been duped. We've been manipulated into going to them. You know, and now we've become dependent on them. Why was I saying that? Really taking us away from who we are. You know,
Yeah.
so we can't be who we are to be able to connect to the Lord, to connect to you, the Lord through you. And I was going to say why? Why was I saying that?
Well, anyway, let me respond to that because that was a good
Oh, no.
point. Yeah, that's exactly what's going on now. And see, people that are there, the world the way it is, it wants wants you to make a choice. If you either depend on the world, be tricked, or do it willingly, or whatever it is, you'll serve the world. You'll go under the Maya. See, or you can get out of it. Otherwise, if you go that route, it's very painful, and you'll realize at some point that you've been tricked by people that aren't really for you. They're against you. They're against. See, Krishna, his spiritual potency is for you. See, his Maya is against you.
That's just how it is. And you won't learn that unless you come here. We teach all these things. The Lord gives me the understanding to straighten it all out. It's That's why people see, they go, they get their shot, and it messes up your immune system. You may say, well, I didn't feel anything now. Well, you will probably, if they put what they put in it, like in 6 months or a year, and all this in your immune system, all of a sudden you get sick from this and that and everything. It's already happening. Well, all this stuff that they're saying now, the new virus thing, it's all from those people taking the shots. It's not, they know this is the next stage. They got everything in it, and they'll blame it on, that's all tricks, all lies, all deception. It's all these people, they got that. Your immune system now, you're getting anything and everything. Even AIDS stuff, they put AIDS shit in there. People getting AIDS now, all kinds of weird, dropping down, dying. It's just, that's what you get for believing in people that are lying to you. So, and it's not easy, because this Maya is very strong, and very few people, there are very few actual devotees in this world. I mean, that have real bhakti and really spell out the real truth, really clearly. Very few. So anyway, we do what we can do, we're just a small sangha, and we're doing our preaching. We do our part, right? This is our part in the play. And I mean, look, we got 16. I had 22 people today, up to 22 people maybe watching the replays. And this is really true. If you're attracted, you want to live, if you want to live by the spiritual potency, I can't guarantee your physical body will live, not with nuclear bombs and, Putin already thinking about using them. And I can't guarantee that, but I'll guarantee your spirit will live, or whatever else you've taken already, from the big pharma stuff. Who knows, but your spirit will live, and I'll tell you, it's well worth it.
Oh, yes.
Well worth it. You won't even think, live or die, whatever. You'd be like St. Paul. He says, if I die, I go back to Christ, no problem, man. And if I live, it's good for you. Good for his preaching. Good for you. I get to preach more. Yeah. And it's good for me. I mean, I love it. I love preaching. That's why the Lord, he came to relish this stuff. Thank you, Lord. Just for that is all worth it.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Even they call it falling down syndrome now. Big pharma.
Oh.
Yeah, falling down. They call it falling down syndrome. Yeah, just boop. Yeah. Anyway, it's just the Lord's Maya, and there, though you have to be enraptured if you want to really live, man. Come here, you'll get into the rapture here. You won't have to wait for some time and some external thing. You see bodies going up. Your spiritual body will come up. Okay, that's the main thing. Yeah, you'll feel the spiritual body come up, not some physical body arising there. And then Jesus is up there in a cloud with his beard, white beard, and long flowing hair. All these speculations people have. No, you feel the rapture. How about that, man? How about you feel enraptured by God, and you feel the Lord coming up inside you like living water? Yeah, that's how we roll here. You want that? Come here.
Absolutely. Johan's saying something. I just want to read what he's saying. Yeah. Jesus was also one time in fear. When Jesus was in the garden and he see what happened to him, and Jesus told, "Oh Father, let this cup pass me."
Pass before me, yeah.
But Jesus, oh no, your wish will happen, Father. Would you explain that?
Yeah, it basically, people think they're looking for the devotee to be so perfect in everything. He had no fear at all, even then, such a great test and all that stuff and all of that. But that's not how it is. Devotees may even have apparent faults or this or that, or they're just like ordinary persons sometimes. But what they have is a relationship with the Lord, and the Lord helps them. He protects them. You know, there might be some tribulations. I felt fear. Sometimes I still feel fear. You know, fear may just come arise because I'm thinking about this or that, or maybe some of my indiscretions in the world, because I can't live perfectly in the world. You know, I can't do everything I'm supposed to do. You know, with the world and worldly, I haven't been able to do that. It's just I kind of live. You know, so sometimes a little fear comes up about. Then I take shelter of Krishna, like the Vrindavan devotees did the same thing. They sometimes were fear. The demons with some demoniac thing would come, and they felt some fear. They immediately take shelter of Krishna. So I follow in the footsteps. You don't have to be you got to be a devotee. Don't worry, man. You know, come to the devotional stage where you take shelter of Krishna to overcome everything. You know, that's what I do. I can't be perfect in the world. I'm not here to show some perfect. Look at me. I'm perfect. This. I'm perfect in all my dealings. I'm perfect in this. I'm Mr. Perfect. There are some people that are striving for that, but to me, that's not it. Just to love God, man. The Lord, He's saying, isn't it? This is His great glory to give the greatest thing in the universe to even the most fallen persons. They were teaching even in religion, not the right thing. You know, this thing you got to be perfect. Like when I was in Narayana, they got be perfect devotee, man. Perfect austerities, 1 lakh a day. And you got to earn your way to the kingdom, and they still haven't gotten there. But I'm there. I gotten there, and I get people there.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
I teach the real thing, the real path. This is proof. I mean, if I was teaching and teaching like this, and you guys are still, yeah, I would say, well, I guess it doesn't work what I'm doing. But if I'm following the formula, and I know the formula is right because it's right there, and I present the formula, and the formula works because you guys are following the formula, obviously we found the prototype.
Yeah.
You know. So all you guys in ISKCON, Gaudiya Math, Gaudiya Media, or Christians or whatever if you're still trying to attain Krishna, we found the formula. We have the formula. The formula is in Prabhupada's books. We've activated the formula. It's already done. You want Krishna in this life? You want prema? Come here. We got the formula. We got the prototype. It works. You know?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Quickly. Very effective, like Bayer aspirin. Quick and effective.
But you've been the living example for us, as our teacher, as our guru. You've been that example for us, and you've made them as well now. The whole process. We have everything with the process. We have the proof, the videos, the writings, the witness testimonies again and again, the complete journeys of us going through our purifications to coming here now, with you, at the head, being at the head all the time, representing that, and us understanding that, being with that. This is real school. This is the real school where everyone, forget about, not forget about the children, but everybody needs to come here, bring what they call them the inner child here, and everything gets resolved quickly. People are writing their little things on different areas, on the inner child and on this and growing food and the body. They have all of this information. Like now it's about quantum healing. That's a really big one, quantum healing. And but here the healing's been happening. It's the real true healing. And like you say, we don't know if how long the bodies are going to last. We are going to leave them at some point anyway. So but it's really truly happening here. It's full complete knowledge in all areas. We need to look. I know we need to do our research. I know we need to look at certain things. I do little things I look into, and it's really great because it takes you out of the worry. It takes you out of the anxiety, look into it, look into whatever you need to come here, be here, keep listening. It really takes you out of anxiety and stress and all of those heavy material emotions. And the Lord, yes, like you say, just lifting you, rising out. It's like all the gunjas just leaving you and leaving behind that. And the light of the Lord is fast, actually flooding the planet. Flooding the planet through the devotees.
Yeah, Lord Chaitanya said, Krishna taught, Lord Chaitanya taught the same thing. Sadhu Sangha, what we're doing here, is the greatest path. It's the way to easily attain Krishna, really, to attain this relationship with the Lord. He said, I'm not attainable. This is a verse in the Bhagavatam. I'm not attainable by fasting and by regulative devotional service even. It has to go beyond regulation. See, this intimate relationship is not attained that way. It's not attained by austerities, fastings, and rules and regulations and everything. But I'm attained in sadhu sangha very easily with devotees who are on the ecstatic platform, who chant the holy names with great ecstatic devotion. This is the path that everyone should follow. This is the real desire of the Lord, that everyone follow this. If you can, I mean, if you can't, the Lord has something else inferior for you, and it is inferior, but maybe it's your level, but he would like everybody to follow this if you can. If you can spend a little time here, you'll get strong, you'll become healed, you'll become like just spiritually strengthened here. Most people are so weak from the Maya. If you can stick it here, just hold on, you'll get stronger and stronger and more clear, and get the highest benediction. You don't have to make it a big, long, many lifetime process.
Beautiful. It's beautiful. And it can only be done here, Maharaj. It can only be done here because, having the living example, our guru living in spirit and truth, teaching, preaching in spirit and truth. You have given that to us. The Sangha is being raised. People are going to come because they need to, then they're going to be able to, they've been holding on to so many things in the material world and holding on to them as support systems and things. But they're giving away, they're falling down, they're crumbling.
They're falling down, they're crumbling now. Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
thing. You can't have any faith in them.
No.
Like Johan gave a nice point about, like he said, well, the world is giving you, the facility to do this, and the hospitals are doing. Yeah, they're doing that. And they'll continue for you probably because you're protected by Radha and Krishna, but not facilities not given to everybody. Right now, the hospitals are like, I can't say they're all like that, but I'm getting a lot of reports. You got to be careful what hospital you go into because they're like in camps. They just, once you're in there, they're working towards the intubation.
You're frozen, Maharaj. Your words are not clear at the moment. You're back. You're back.
I think we'll end here. I think we'll end here. We'll end here because my internet's getting funny. Hare Krishna, everybody. Thank you for coming.
Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you, devotees. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
See if it ends here. It gets around